Greetings everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for tuning in. And a brand new Collective Soul album means it's time to update my Collective Soul album ranking. So we're going to take a look at the now 13 studio albums from one of my favorite bands, Collective Soul. That includes the brand new one, Touch and Go, which was released in a couple weeks ago, April 18th for Record Store Day. So we're going to take a look at all 13 studio albums, and I'm going to rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. Of course, this is just my opinion. So without further ado, let's jump right into this ranking, starting with the album that I put at the very bottom, number 13. Coming in at the bottom, I have 2019's Blood. So this album came out in 2019. I was anticipating the release of this one. It would have been the second Collective Soul album released since I had become a fan, despite having been a fan about 10 years by that point. And when Right as Rain came out, and it was on Right as Rain came out the year before on the live album. There was a live version of it, which was really good. And then when the studio album finally dropped, I really liked that as well. A couple other songs that dropped before this album come out, like Now's the Time, Over Me, Them Blues. I just wasn't that into them. It's like Them Blues is just, yeah, I can kind of appreciate them doing something different, but it just didn't really do anything for me. Now's the Time and Over Me were okay rock songs, but I wasn't getting into them. Then when the album dropped, I was hoping to really jive with this one a little bit better. It just wasn't really happening. I think Big Sky is a good song, and Crushed has kind of grown on me since this one has come out. Otherwise, there's a couple songs on here I just don't care for, like Them Blues and Changed, Port Swing. So this one just doesn't really hit with me. It's a pretty easy least favorite for me. So at the bottom, I've got Blood. In the number 12 spot, I'm going to go with 2004's Youth. This was the comeback album after departure of original guitar player Ross Childress. So out is Ross Childress, in is Joel Kashi. This would also be the last studio album to feature original drummer Shane Evans. I don't feel that this album is bad. It's just missing a song or two that would put it over the top. It's like this album is just full of songs I think are just decent. There's a Way is really cool. Him, Feels Like It's Alright, Perfect to Stay, Counting the Days, General Attitude. These are some of my favorite tracks on the album, but it's just missing like that one go-to song that would really pull me into it. So it just winds up being an album to me that feels just average, just decent. So it's definitely more consistent to me than Blood, but it's not really got that song that really keeps me coming back. So that's why it's going to wind up here in the number 12 spot.
Welcome all my friends. Welcome all again.
In the number 11 spot, I've got the 2009 self-titled album, Collective Soul, also known as the Rabbit album. This was the album that was new when I came into the band the following year, 2010, kind of early that year. I heard the single Welcome All Again on the radio. It really grabbed my attention. So I looked it up on Google and found Collective Soul, and the rest, as they say, is history. And I love that song. Some other highlights on here for me: Fuzzy is really cool. Dig, I like a lot. You, I like a lot. Understanding is really cool. Staring Down. I don't find myself returning to this one quite as much as some of the other ones for some reason, but this is still a really good, really solid album. I think anything from here on up are really good albums. I think Collective Soul's got a really strong catalog, a really consistent catalog. So in the number 11 spot, I've got the 2009 self-titled album.
You rock, I roll. Your young heart, my old soul.
Number 10, I've got their last album, Here to Eternity. This was released just a couple years ago in 2024. This is the double album, and with it being a double album, 20 tracks long, I do think there is some filler that you could cut from this album. I think there's some kind of weird experimental type tracks that don't really stick the landing too well. Songs like Matter of Fact, Sister and Mary. Plus, the second half of the album has a lot of similar sounding songs, like some more acoustic stuff, Words Away, No Man's Land, Letter from E, that I don't feel the need to keep all of them. I would personally, of that group, I would keep Letter from E, which I think is the best one. But I have a version of this album it's like 11 tracks, 12 tracks long, that just kind of hit the highlights, and it's a much more concise album, and I really enjoy that listen through of the record. Songs like Mother's Love, Bluer Than So Blue, Let It Flow, Not the Same, Hey Man, Kick It, Keep It On Track, which I really like, Bring On the Day, which I really like, Letter from E, Therapy, Over and Out. So definitely some fluff that could have been trimmed down from this one, but I think the core of this album is really good. You have a really good, strong single album here, and then you just got kind of some extra stuff. So in the number 10 spot, I'm going to go with Here to Eternity. In the number 9 spot, I'm going to go with the brand new one, Touch and Go. This is a very new wavy, very Cars-influenced album. Of course, the Cars, a band that Ed Roland has been a fan of for a long time, very influential on Ed. And though he has shown that influence at different points throughout the band's career, this time Ed goes full force into releasing a new wave, Cars-influenced album. And I think it's pretty good. I think it works. It's not too dissimilar from Here to Eternity either. It does feel like kind of the next logical step in the Collective Soul catalog as well. Really kind of going off of a song like Let It Flow, or maybe a couple of the other more melodic tracks on there kind of also feel like it leads into what this album is a little bit. Very melodic album, not a lot of the classic hard rock and Collective Soul in here, but very memorable songs, very melodic tunes. I think this album gets better as it goes on. The second half of the album has a lot of my favorite songs on it, like Fun is a really good kind of driving song. Again's really cool. And the more I listen to it, the more I really love those last two songs, Shooting for You and Love Your Way. Just two really good, really memorable songs. And the ballad toward the end feels really good. And that's not to discredit the first half. The first half's got some good stuff as well, but I just think this album finishes on a real strong note. So I'm going to stick it here in the number 9 spot. Of course, that's subject to change, as the whole list is, but this being the new album, maybe a little bit of recency bias in there. This album could really go up or down for me depending on how it settles in with the rest of the catalog, but for right now, I'm going to go with the number 9 spot for Touch and Go.
Who's gonna strike me up when I'm bleeding? Who's gonna soothe my heart when it's burning? Who's gonna be the one to tell me everything's alright?
In the number 8 spot, I've got the debut album, Hints, Allegations, and Things Left Unsaid. Best known, of course, for the big hit single Shine. I think there's a lot of great stuff here beyond Shine. Shine's a good song, but it's really never been one of my favorites from Collective Soul. Goodnight Good Guy is a great tune. And then there's a lot of songs toward the end of the album that I really like. Like Reach is really good. Breathe is really good. Scream is awesome. Burning Bridges is a great deep cut as well. All is a good closer. So it's, the band doesn't quite have their footing quite yet. This album is mostly just sort of some Ed Roland demos that were thrown together. and but it's good. It works. There's some good stuff on here, so definitely a nice starting point for Collective Soul. In the number 8 spot, I've got Hints, Allegations, and Things Left Unsaid.
Yeah, these days she feels alive when her head and heart collide. It's just the way that she survives, and nothing's quite.
In the number 7 spot, I've got See What You Started by Continuing. This is the band's 2015 album. First album they put out in my time as a Collective Soul fan. So that was certainly exciting to get some new Collective Soul music for the first time. It seemed like in a long time, but it was just in, 6 years. This is probably actually one of the more inconsistent Collective Soul records for me, because there are a couple songs on here I just don't like. Songs like Confession and Tradition and Without Me are actually amongst my least favorite songs the band's ever done. But the rest of the album I think is phenomenal. That's why I still have it ranked fairly high here. This is a really good opener. Hurricane's a great song, great catchy chorus in that one. Exposed is great. Are You the Answer is a great single. Contagious is great. Life, Am I Getting Through? I really love that one. Memoirs of 2005 has also grown on me quite a bit. So this is the first album with Jesse Triplett in the band as lead guitar player, so it kind of kickstarts this new era of the band here. Pretty strong album. See What You Started by Continuing, I have in the number 7 spot. In the number 6 spot, I have my favorite album of these more recent Collective Soul releases. That is 2022's Vibrating. Wasn't sure I would love this album as much as I did following Blood, which this Blood and Vibrating were originally supposed to be a double album, which wound up getting separated. So I was hopeful, yet a little skeptical, just because Blood didn't really click with me. But when this one came out, I really loved it. And I've only grown to love it more over time, actually. But I still think the first half of this album is about perfect. Cut the Cord is a straight banger. Reason is a great song. All Our Pieces is a great single. Take I like a lot. Undone. Second half is held down with A Conversation With, which I think is a great underrated deep cut there. Just Looking Around is really cool. Where Do I Go? The only other two songs on here to me, Rule Number 1 and Back Again, they're okay. They're not like my favorite songs in the world, but I think the rest of this album is just strong enough that I'm willing to kind of overlook that. Great stuff. I was revisiting this album here before doing my ranking here, and I still really dig this one. So in the number 6 spot, I've got 2022's Vibrating.
What about me? All that you want me to do. Why should I stop bearing allegiance to you?
In the number 5 spot, I've got the classic self-titled album from 1995. Features some of the band's biggest hits, like The World I Know in December. Also songs like Gel and Where the River Flows. I think this album also has some really killer, deeper cuts that the casual fan may not know. Songs like Simple, Untitled, Smashing Young Man, which is a bit of a jab at Billy Corgan. Where the River Flows is a great heavy song. When the Water Falls is one of my favorite deep cuts on here. Bleed is a great song as well. Just a solid album and a great starting point. I mean, I guess I said Hints is kind of the starting point as well, but this, with Hints being kind of an album put together of like old Ed Roland demos, Ed's even said that this feels kind of like the first band album. And it's a great starting point. It's a great place for them to jump off. I've only got it number 5 just because the 4 I have above this I just love a little bit more, but this is still a fantastic album. Classic album for Collective Soul. In the number 5 spot, I've got their 1995 self-titled.
Just declaration, yours is yours, mine you leave alone. No. precious declaration says, I believe all hope is dead no longer.
In the number 4 spot, I've got the first Collective Soul album I ever bought. That is Discipline Breakdown, band's third studio album. I think this is just a tremendous record from start to finish. Great songs, Precious Declaration, Listen, Maybe, Full Circle's a lot of fun, Blame. And then you've got just a great run of songs to close things out here with Giving, the really melodic In Between, Crowded, and the really catchy closing track, Everything. Just a superb album from start to finish. I really love this one. Number 4 for me, Discipline Breakdown.
It's a world where madness creeps. It's a world where hope sleeps.
All right, in the number 3 spot, I've got 1999's Dosage. And my top 3 here are razor thin. The margins are razor thin. They're really, really close. I love all 3 of these a lot. And it's tough to put Dosage in the number 3 spot. But something's got to come in 3. Something's got to come in 2. So Dosage, I have at number 3. This album is a great... This album is just great. I mean, you take kind of what they were doing on the last 2 albums, the 95 album, Discipline Breakdown, probably a little bit more rocking, but you still kind of have the underlying kind of rock and guitar riffs given to you by Ross Childress. But Ed Roland just put such a pop sensibility in this album. The hooks, I think, are stronger. It just creates a really unique feeling album. And so many great songs on here, like Tremble for My Beloved, Heavy, No More, No Less, Slow, Run, Generate, Compliment, Not the One. I've even kind of grown to love Dandy Life, which is a song sung by Ross Childress. I didn't like that song when I first bought this album, but over time I've grown to like it quite a bit. And of course you've got the hidden track at the end, She Said, which is also a really incredible track. So just a great, great studio album from Collective Soul, 1999's Dosage.
You are the one day that tells me that someday I'll get what you choose. You are the one thing that gives me that something, persuasion of you. Yeah, you are the one day that tells me that someday I'll get what you choose.
Number 2, in an album that on any given day could be my favorite, but I'm going to go with Afterwards in the number 2 spot. I really love this one. Bought this one in the summer of 2010 and just took an instant liking to it. Every song on here I really dig. New Vibration is kind of a great rock and opener. What I Can Give You is awesome. Never Here Alone is a really great song. Great guitar hook in that one. Barry Witness, All That I Know. I Don't Need Any More Friends, which is sung by Joel Kashi. Hollywood, a great catchy kind of Cars influenced track. Persuasion of You, it's my favorite Collective Soul song. I really love the guitar work, especially in the chorus of that song. It's just the guitar work in the chorus is just really catchy. I really love it. Georgia Girl's great. Adored is pretty good as well. There's also some bonus tracks on a version of this album. It's got An Evening With, Ain't That Enough, and Give. Those are 3 really good songs as well. Just a really solid album. One that I'm surprised not more Collective Soul fans seem to love, but one that I've always taken to. So number 2, I've got 2007's Afterward. And just edging out Afterward and Dosage for my favorite Collective Soul album, I've got 2000's Blender. This is a bit of a divisive album amongst Collective Soul fans. Some love it like myself, others rank it toward the bottom. I love this album. I think it's a great next step from Dosage. You've got the kind of underlying kind of hard rock guitar playing from Ross Childress, mixed with the pop sensibility from Ed Roland. with that just unique Collective Soul style that Ed brings to the table. And this album almost adds almost like a industrial pop kind of layer to it. It creates a really unique album. The songs are super catchy. Skin and Vent, I love the 1-2 punch that opens this thing. After Persuasion of You, those are my next two favorite Collective Soul songs. Why Part 2, another one of the songs that got me into this band. 10 Years Later is a lot of fun. Both Turn Around is great. I also love the cover song, You Speak My Language. That's a nice rockin' tune and a song that's right up my alley. Perfect Day I'm not crazy about. I don't dislike it, but it's definitely my least favorite song on the album. After All is great. Over Tokyo is great. Happiness is a great closer. Just a really fun album. Another one that I took to pretty much instantly when I bought it. And now, like, between Dosage and Afterwards and Blender, like, these three albums could switch around and rotate any which way. I love all three of them a lot, and they really cap off a great catalog from a great band. So there you have it. My ranking of the Collective Soul albums. Let me know in the comments below your Collective Soul ranking. If you like this kind of content, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this in the future, and come follow me on Instagram. I will try to remember to put that link in the description. I'm usually horrible at remembering that, so I'll catch you all on the next video.